The boy accidentally stabbed an iron rod into his calf, but there was no hospital nearby. The woman suddenly remembered the tenant who had just arrived, carrying a medical kit. She quickly asked the man to take her son to his room. The man begged him to save the child, but the tenant claimed he was only a veterinarian and couldn't treat such a serious injury. The man pulled his wife to his knees before the tenant, and the child in the bed also begged for help. Thinking of his son, the man agreed, but with one condition: he wouldn't be held responsible if the treatment wasn't successful. The woman was upset and accused him of being irresponsible. The tenant, realizing she was a scoundrel, told them to find someone else. The man held the woman and made a promise to the tenant. After a long treatment, the iron rod was finally removed. Suddenly, a police siren sounded at the door, and the man, distracted, accidentally stabbed the boy. In reality, the man was a fugitive murderer, and the sirens had made him nervous. The woman was furious, believing he had deliberately cut her son, and demanded the tenant pay for his medical expenses. The tenant reminded them to fulfill their previous promise, but unexpectedly, the couple broke their promise and insisted on asking him for compensation. The tenant wanted to pull out the gun on his belt, but at this time, he heard the police were nearby, so the tenant had no choice but to accept their compensation request. But they asked him to pay $60,000 in compensation. He didn't have that much money, so he had to give all the cash on him to the woman. The woman not only humiliated him for being poor, but also robbed his medicine box. In it, she found a high-value pendant, which was a relic of the tenant's wife. He was completely enraged and reached out to pull out the gun on his belt. At this time, the police arrived at the door to ask if they had seen the fugitive murderer. The tenant watched the man walk out.